Hi! Did you click on this video because you want to improve your piano technique? Then you did the right thing. If you ever wonder what is it that other people with good technique are doing and that you're probably not doing, are those special things available to everyone or are they kept only for the chosen ones? Well, I'll tell you that they are available for everybody, and allow me to share 10 secrets of good piano technique that every professional pianist knows. Secret number 6, extremely important and useful. Maintain the alignment as much as possible between your wrist and your forearm. That straight line, that is the most comfortable to play. If you sit next to the piano right away, you put your hands in the most comfortable position, you notice that's how they are. Straight, aligned, right? And parallel, fingers are parallel to the key. That way, your arms, your fingers become extension of the keys. Sometimes this position is difficult to achieve, specifically when we need to move. For example, the hand moves here, and you notice how we start having an angle here. There are two things you can do to avoid that. One is that when you go this way, for example, you notice that I'm also closing in my forearm position, right? So I'm following that alignment as much as possible. Sometimes I can't. If I no longer can because my arm simply doesn't bend this way, then what I can do, the only thing left is for me to quickly straighten as soon as I can. In this position, if you have a chance, don't keep going like this. Right here, you have an opportunity to twist the angle. From here, I'm not going to play like this. Here, I'm going to play here, right? I'm already transferring. I'm changing. This, I can't change much. There is an angle, and I need to play this. But I'm not going to do this, right? Quickly illustrating the alignment from this angle. Here is the straight line that you want to maintain, where your fingers become extension of your arm. Keys are extension of your fingers. So everything here works together as one. And if you are in this kind of position, if you need to go here, as much as possible, try to follow horizontally with your forearm. You can move your torso here as well, but don't move on the bench, just the torso, the upper body. Now, if you are in this position, if you cannot get out of it, if you need to play like this, as soon as you're able, straighten out. Don't do this. This is not necessary. You don't need to be in this position. It's uncomfortable. Straighten out. This, you can't control this. You need to use the third finger. You need to use different fingers, sure. But if this is the position you need, straighten out. I go. And follow along. Maintain this alignment. Secret number 7. Remember, you're not playing with just the fingers. You use other muscles, bigger joints. You use wrist, like we talked about now. We use elbows, forearms, shoulders, torso movements. Everything that is the part of your pianistic anatomy is used when we play. You can film yourself and see. If you're noticing something that seems to have locked you in a certain position where you're not feeling like you're moving naturally, you're restricting yourself, try to include more movements, these gestures that will make things flow better and make things more elastic and more naturally feeling. You should feel comfortable doing that. Not exaggerated, of course, you don't need to do too much. People move way too much, but it should feel natural and you will find yourself falling into that comfortable mode when you found those gestures that help you. For example, one important thing is to remember that we move horizontally, not just vertically into the key. When you go, for example, arpeggio, right? What did I do? I didn't just play with the fingers. This is very uncomfortable. Look how my arm is straight like this. It's stretched out. What did I do? I opened up my elbow, my forearm to follow. That alignment is here, right? And then I'm closing back again, right? All of this allows me to feel that piano space. And also I can bring energy to that note, right? Uh-oh, that was maybe too much energy. Oh, the string just broke. I didn't play that much energy. Well, if that happens to you, it wasn't my fault. Sorry. So use those bigger movements and bigger gestures. Shoulder movements are very important for playing chords. If I play a chord just straight down like this, it seems like it's very constricted. But once you include the movement from the shoulder down and then from the elbow a little bit sideways, and then fingers move a little bit up, like you're building the chord from the ground up. Like that. It sounds much more energetic, much more majestic, and full. Like it has depth to it. Secret number 8. Don't slide on the keys. Once you strike the key, nothing you can do to it can change the sound that already happened. All you can do is change the next sound. And unless the sliding allows you to be in a more advantageous position for the next note, which is possible in rare occasions, sliding is not recommended. Okay? If you're doing this, you're making an extra move that is completely useless, and you're disrupting your horizontal flow. It just becomes a little bit out of control how your hand is moving, right? So you need to make sure you're controlling the shape of your musical line, and this does not help. And also, usually the sliding happens because your finger is in this position. So make sure that you do not slide and don't put the finger in this position. If you are playing with black keys, then to avoid sliding, what you need to do is you need to put your fingers closer to the black key area in general, except thumb. Thumb is closer to the edge. Like this, for example. That way, you don't need to do this. So that's either you're sliding with your hand, like quickly doing this movement, which is also useless and unnecessary and just takes your energy away. You need to also not slide, right? Because the second way to get there is to slide. Don't do that. See how close I am to the black keys? I'm kind of in the black keys. But yes, it is more difficult to press here, but you learn it's not that far. You don't need to go that close to the full board, just a little closer. Quickly illustrating this position from this angle. This is bad, this is bad, and this sliding is bad. Instead, I'm going to put my fingers here towards the black keys already, so I have this position. See, I'm putting right here. If I have this position. See, I'm not going to do this. That's a lot of back and forth. And I need to worry about horizontal. I don't need to do the sliding unless absolutely necessary for whatever reason. If you're playing here and then suddenly you need to play something, like you need to hold this note and play this. That's possible. This is exception because you need to hold this note down for some reason. Number 9, very important skill to learn is to play from the key. As close as possible to start your finger stroke closer to the key. You don't need to do all this to strike the key. And if you notice yourself going too high for every movement, that's again wasting energy. You need to be frugal with your movements. So try to stay closer to the key, especially when you're playing fast. If you need to play a scale, unless you're doing an exercise that I've shown you before, which we do for an exercise, we sometimes need to play highly raising our fingers on purpose to strengthen the palm, strengthen the fingers. But generally, when I have a scale and I need speed, I don't need to waste energy going up. I just need the energy to go down, to press the key, right, and go sideways quickly, right? So I don't need to go like this. Even if I have black keys, it doesn't matter, same thing. And one exercise you can do to ensure the impulse comes from the key, not from above, make your hand calm and strike slowly from the key. Make sure nothing else is doing the movement. You have this joint, remember? Don't have to go like this. You just, yeah. Very calm, and you're making sure that you feel this is where your finger strength comes from here. Last but not least, secret number 10 is the proper sitting position. Here there are many different ways that even professional pianists sit very, very differently. But I'm just going to give you quick tips that help you find your own comfortable sitting position. You need to make sure that you have 3 points of weight bearing. One on the feet. Make sure your feet are on the floor. Don't do this kind of thing where you sit like this. Right. And then one is on your chair where you sit. I recommend sitting closer to the front of the bench or in the middle. Don't go too far, because if you go too far, then most of your weight bearing is on your back and your feet don't get much and your arms don't get much. And then the third point of weight bearing is your arms. So 1, 2, 3. And make sure the height of your bench is so that your elbows are slightly above the keyboard or maybe in line. Some people sit much lower. Some people sit higher. That, again, is a way to find your comfort zone. And it has to do whether you feel like you're transferring the weight fully, are you relaxed in that position or not. But those are my tips that I can give. So do those 10 things right, and you will improve your piano technique. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.